All right, so your lone home meet cross country this weekend on Saturday at Patrick's Point. So it's the chance for, you have quite a few local runners, and good chance for those the families and fans to get out there and cheer them on.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Our home opener is generally the first weekend after Labor Day, and kind of a good test for our athletes to see what kind of shape they're in. And we should have 4 to 5 four-year schools coming. Simpson's coming over, Southern Oregon, Oregon Tech, Fresno Pacific's coming up, Sonoma State's coming up for the women's team. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And so hopefully a nice day will happen and just kind of show off Humboldt County a little bit.
This is an event where you'd have liked to have seen some of the other CC2A schools that come up and participate in this?
We always invite Chico over, and we love to. It's just sometimes it's a little bit far, not necessarily for Chico, but for some of the other teams that are in Southern California or the middle of the state. But hey, it's not a problem. We just kind of pull teams in regionally, and they're saving budget money, and it's hard to make it all up to Humboldt. But hey, that's kind of what we do every weekend. So. But we're just thankful, hey, we'll put our meet on, get a good test done, hopefully score some wins on both sides for men and women, and basically get ready for the next few months.
What do you expect out of both the men's and women's programs this year?
Our top goal is to make it back to nationals. It's nice to make it one year for both teams, but if we can make it, with both teams again a second consecutive year, then you kind of have a little arrow going. And it's just kind of, you're over the hill. Recruiting's been going well for us since we've got that notoriety from last year, but simply our goals are to make the national championships again and improve our places as we did from last year in Missouri. So that's our direct goal.
You have some returners. Do you feel like you have, with the people you brought in, also athletes that can get you a return trip to nationals?
Yeah, I honestly think that, for instance, on the men's side, we've only lost one runner, but that was our top runner. That was Austin Huff. But Joe Austin has done a good job in filling his shoes, so to speak, and we have all those people coming back. And some are redshirting, but the pieces of the puzzle look really good. And I feel, relatively confident, not overconfident, because, you still have to endure injuries and any type of attrition, but we feel real good with the team that we have. And on the women's side, we lost 3 to 4 women on that top 7 group from last year, but we had 13 new women come in last year as freshmen. Now they're all sophomores, and that will fill some of the void. And I feel the women are a little bit ahead of where we were at last year on the women's side, and just, again, not overconfident, but just I'm happy for them. So just keep them injury free and have them racing well in November is what I'm crossing my fingers for. So.
Coach, what's the biggest obstacle that you think the team has to overcome this season?
Injuries. Yeah, on my women's side, for some reason, from the knees down, that's where we have it. So what we're purposely doing is I'm cross-training the women once a week in respect to hard workouts. We do 3 hard workouts a week, and one time we're going to be cross-training on the elliptical machine or in the pool or riding a bicycle. But I'd say our biggest fear is injury, because all the pieces are in place. We just got to make sure we get them to nationals in 2 months, 3 months, and so that's kind of what we're shooting for. But that's our biggest obstacle.
Okay. And how long does an athlete miss time? Normally with the lower leg injury like that?
I'm going to say generally maybe up to 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah, it just depends on what type it is. But I think more directly, it's a little bit psychologically of a setback for them. Okay. They don't feel they're in good enough shape because they haven't run as much as they were in the summertime, so they feel like they're kind of slipping backwards. But if I can keep their confidence up and just kind of show them what Bridget Berg did when she was, throughout the years with her lower leg injuries, it gives them a little bit of confidence. So that's, if we can keep them injury free and keep the confidence up, then we'll be in good shape.
Coach, Jansen Ozier came in with a lot of praise from the high school at Cal. He's obviously been good, but maybe hasn't lived up to some of the expectations. Do you think he can take that next step?
That's up to him. I think that we're behind him, and it's a great question. I think one thing you have to realize as a coach is that there's all my student athletes are going through a process of just simply growing up. And not that Jansen hasn't, he's a very mature individual, but we all do it in our own ways. And I think that he could come through. I still stand behind him. I just think that when you take yourself out of your home, out of high school and out of that program and being away from your family, it might take you a year or two to adjust. And I give that flexibility to all my student athletes. So this being his sophomore year in cross country, I think he's been through 3 seasons now that he can step up. You know, it doesn't help that he had an injury over the summertime, so he's getting a late start. But I still feel like we can get him in shape enough to be very productive for the team, you know, in late October and early November. And that's when we need him the most.
Coach, you've done a great job since you've taken over this program and making it a player, definitely at the regional level. You've made some runs at nationals. With the geography of Humboldt State and the resources available, do you think the Humboldt State track and field cross country program can take another step forward? Or, you know, are you squeezing that orange for all you've got?
You know, I guess the best way to put it, what I've realized after 3 years of coaching and 6 seasons of, you know, 3 cross country, you know, 3 track, is that we're a smaller college in a large college conference. And when I say that, it's just we don't have the student body as maybe some of the other people do in Cal State LA and things like that. But I think geographically, I feel confident I can out-recruit a lot of those colleges because where we are at, we got a great place to run. It's great weather, not too hot, not too cold, and we got great academics. So I feel I can keep up with them. I do get concerned about the private colleges that are coming into Division II because they have more money than us and we're a state school. But I still feel that Humboldt has a lot to offer on the academic side, so that's what I'll do, is I'll go after the academics first. If it's a good fit with marine biology or environmental science, then we have 2 steps above everybody else. And so that's what I'll do. Then we just kind of back with our running program. You got the trees, you got this fresh air, you got the ocean, and on days like today, it's hard to beat. So that's when I bring them up for recruiting trips. So
Where do we sign? We're there.
yeah.
Manny and LA.